Welcome to the day's Grim.
I'm Brian.
I'm Thomas.
And I am Corey the Dragon.
And joining us today...
That's not what they call you. Hold on. Don't give it away, Tommy.
Dude, it's a good
That's
nickname.
not what they call you, bro.
I think it would
That's
go well.
not what they call you,
I
dude.
think in the streets they would respect it a lot.
The Corey with the dragon
They
Do you
just
tattoo.
remember
see a-
Starsky and Hutch, bro?
Yeah, the
All right.
dragon.
Yeah, the
They
dragon.
just see some white guy walking down the street and
Yeah,
they're like, yo,
just super
there's the,
scary,
there's the
dude.
dragon. There's the dragon. Oh, fuck.
Okay, so yeah,
All right.
let's introduce our guest because
Yep.
he's patiently waiting.
And joining us today is the Darth Fader, the Cassius Clay of Clippers, the last Hairbender, Nick motherfucking Biggs,
Nick
my
Biggs.
What's poppin', y'all?
Hey, what's
hey,
going on,
there he
dude? Did you
is.
like those puns?
I did. I liked
Yeah.
him a lot,
Hey,
actually.
Cassius Clay?
Came out of fucking
Cassius Clay?
nowhere.
That was me. That was me.
Tommy's given me a couple of these nicknames before.
guy. He cuts hair crisper than fresh $100 bills, man. I mean, he's a pro.
He was calling you Big Dick Nick.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yes.
his nickname on the streets.
Yeah.
Hey,
but, you
well,
know.
that's pretty tight. I actually got to meet a real life dragon today. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Like a
See,
Yeah.
it's already
Yeah.
catching on.
Yeah.
It's already
Okay,
catching on.
honest to
It's
God.
already catching
I was
on.
like, wait, is he talking
Dude.
about like a drag queen or like
no,
what,
like-
what is he going
and
with
that's
there?
the
But-
mystery behind it. You
Dragon.
don't know what's going to come out of it.
It sounds kind of racy to me, is all I'm getting
It's
at.
mysterious.
It's mysterious, all right. Not
It gets
in a good
the
way.
people going.
No, it doesn't. Gonna skate to one song and one song only.
Yeah.
But Nick here is actually a barber at the Electric Owl. How long have you been working at the Electric Owl?
we're going on 6 years now. Yeah.
Yep. And then you went to you said USI for a year, and then you went to cosmetology / barber school.
Yeah, man. I went to USI for like a semester as an art student, but art school dropout, decided to go to hair school instead.
So we're start
We
out
are gonna
every
dig into
episode with the death of the week. I just wanted to get the career and the college part out of the way.
Yeah, get it up front. Get it up front.
But
So,
we're gonna let Corey take it away with the nice and wonderful death of the week.
So, the death of the week this week, a poodle named Cachi in Caballito, Buenos Aires fell 13 floors and fatally hit a 75-year-old Marta Espina, killing both instantly. In the course of the events, 46-year-old Edith Sola, who came to see the incident, was fatally hit by a bus. An identified man who witnessed her death had a heart attack and also died on his way to the hospital.
So 3 deaths, 1 poodle.
4, yeah. So if you want to, yeah, we'll call it.
So,
We'll call it 3. We'll call it 3
how-
and a poodle.
Does the article say how this poodle fell? How many stories?
I did not
20,
see.
did you say 27 stories?
No, it's 13. 13
Sorry.
stories. That's enough. 2 stories is probably gonna kill a dog.
But
God.
13 stories, lands on a lady.
Kills the lady.
A bystander gets hit by a bus because she's like, oh shit, this person just got crushed by a poodle. And then somebody witnessed both the poodle crushing person and the bus smashing.
Yeah.
do you think that? Okay, first off, throwback to the therapy that we never let that episode go. But yeah, we never will release that episode. But we did. We have talked about therapy as a group before.
Yeah.
That individual's gonna need some fucking therapy, dogs.
No, they're dead.
They're all dead, bro.
They all died.
Yeah. Oh my
them
God.
died.
Were you listening?
Yeah,
So
I was.
listen-
But I'm also.
Listen, hold on,
I'm
listen.
multitasking.
Wait, hold on,
Okay,
listen.
I'm
All right,
trying
let
to
me
do
break
a
this
lot
down
at
to you real quick.
once.
The poodle fell,
Yeah, 100%.
landed on the person,
Killed that guy.
died.
And the poodle splat.
A lady.
A lady.
Watching.
A lady watching this got hit by a bus.
Oh, I thought there was a third person.
Yeah.
And then there was a third person.
Like a guy had a heart
guy-
attack
A
that
guy who
witnessed it.
witned all of it, even the lady getting
God.
hit by the bus, died by a heart attack.
Madness. The madness.
You can't write this shit.
That's a Stephen King intro.
I feel like that was intentional. That poodle knew it was
Bro, that was Final Destination at its core.
I just want to know how a poodle fell 13 stories.
Honestly,
Like, did somebody like hold it over the balcony like Michael Jackson did his kid, or
Blanket, really? Blanket. Oh, that was terrifying.
I'm really curious about the condition in which the poodle is in currently.
pieces,
It died.
like a mop bucket?
I'm a big animal guy. You guys know that
I
Yeah.
know.
from the wombat.
13 floors,
thing I
bro.
read.
Yeah, so we'll post a picture
Oh,
about.
yeah. Follow
I'll
follow
post a picture from the Facebook page of the wombat. But you were talking about that. I
Oh,
sent you.
the
I'll
Days
show, I'll
Grim
show
on
you.
Yeah,
Facebook,
I got
the
really
Days Grim on
fucking
Facebook.
confused. So, this isn't my only job. I was at my actual job, my 9 to 5, and I get a text message, and it's Brian at the desk with a fucking wombat on top of it.
Thank God for AR.
I thought it was real. It looked real.
Yeah, you're not very intelligent.
I'm
so-
not.
That
I'm at
picture's
work.
about to scale, too,
I'm a
isn't it?
little
Like,
fucking.
yeah,
I'm
Google doesn't
wore out
scale.
already, and then I get this picture sent to me, and I'm like showing everybody at work, and finally somebody looks at me and they're like, "That looks kind of fake," and I'm like, "Ah," and I zoomed in, and I'm like, "Ah."
Yeah, we imported one from Australia.
Well, I thought it was a fucking stuffed animal.
Not yet. We'll get there.
No, they won't let me bring William to the States because he's such an endangered species. I don't know.
You know,
Nick, if you're
wombats are
familiar.
like
I have
super
this-
deadly, right?
I have this infatuation with wombats.
I have a similar infatuation with capybaras, actually.
I'm a big wombat guy. We got William. So he's from Madagascar, and I pay $5 a month every month for his food and water.
Hell yeah.
He's a good dude. They won't let me bring him to the States though.
I did not know how massive wombats actually were. I knew that they were like decently sized, but I didn't know that they were.
It's like a small dog.
Yeah, they were actually bigger than I thought they were.
They're fucking massive.
Yeah, it's like a 70-pound gerbil, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine
That's what
shoving
I
that
tell
up your
people.
ass.
Yeah, like and you know who I credit this, my fascination with the wombat is Lexi Willis, a friend of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told her we were doing
Hashtag vet gang.
well, no, we were doing the Mars episode, I believe, and it was I needed a funny reference to an animal that weighed several pounds or whatever, and I needed it to sound funny and whatever. And she was like, "Use wombat. I love wombat. It's a funny word. It's a funny thing." And then I've just
He fell in love. It was love at first.
I looked up
Google.
a picture of a wombat, and I was just immediately it was like love at first sight.
He won't shut the fuck up about wombats.
I
So-
get it.
They're adorable,
adorable.
dude. Tell me, like, come on, bro.
Dude,
It's like a mini bear
Gerbil.
rodent.
Bear gerbil.
it's a rat,
Be a hell of a band
and
name,
it will
though.
fucking
Bear gerbil.
It will kill
Right.
you.
But I think that a bear gerbil is more like a mongoose, right?
Oh, don't get me started on mongooses,
Oh
bro.
my God, here we go.
Good God,
We're gonna
don't
adopt
get-
a mongoose next.
Anyway,
No.
so Nick, how is life going for you during the pandemic?
Man, it's definitely better now than it was at the start, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell us about how COVID affected the hair industry for you.
To me specifically, it was pretty rough. Since I'm a booth rent stylist, there's really only like 2 ways that like hair salons are set up.
What is the other option? Just for because I'm pretty stupid.
It's-
A lot of other people might not know either. So
The other option is like a commission based salon. Basically, in a commission based salon, you get like a certain percentage of what you make, and then the rest of it goes to things like taxes and anything like the shop needs. That's all stuff that you can like access.
It'd be like you get
color.
$20 a haircut, or $10 per color. Or
Say
something
let's say you
extra.
have like a $30 haircut. A certain percentage of that will go to the shop, your taxes, etc., and you keep the rest. It's a little bit more convenient for people who are just starting out
because you don't have to keep track of all the paperwork or all that stuff.
Yeah, and it also just saves you from some tax nightmares. I went right into booth rent because I built up a pretty decent clientele while I was in hair school, and I decided to just sort of cheers.
Yeah, that's funny. Corey
I was-
goes to hide his away, like right next to the mic, and Nick moves his away.
Oh, I've been out
They're
work
pro
all day,
drinking.
bro. I'm drinking.
yeah, dude. No. So back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
Rudely
Okay. So
interrupted.
Yeah.
so basically, there's only like really 2 ways that salons operate. There's the commission base, which takes care of like your taxes and stuff. You're more like a W-2 type of employee, more or less.
Oh, okay.
And then
I get you.
You're on the grid.
yeah, and then what I do as a booth rent stylist is basically an independent contractor. So we, as far as the pandemic goes, they had to like more or less create an unemployment insurance for like independent contractors and
Right.
whatnot. Well, that didn't. I mean, that took a while
To kick in and to
yeah,
roll out.
I mean, I applied at the beginning of the pandemic, but I actually didn't get any aid until like the week I was supposed to go back to work. So
Damn.
yeah, it was.
Did
was
you
rough.
get back pay or anything?
Yeah,
like
I
that?
got back pay, which was super helpful.
Yeah.
But it was a struggle there. For
Yeah,
a
I bet.
minute. Yeah.
And troublesome times too. I mean, extra worrying and all that went with it. I know we all probably went through our own little splats and splurts, but
I'll tell you what. I think I've been the most blessed. Not to brag, Actually, Corey. Yeah, Corey and I both.
I didn't miss a fucking day.
Yeah, look, he's awfully excited about that.
Oh, I'm thrilled.
And I've been blessed to be I actually was working in a lab for a company, and then during the pandemic, I didn't take a day off. They didn't shut down. We were deemed essential, and then I left that lab and found another job in another lab.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like I
Hell
transitioned jobs during I'm like beyond
That's
blessed.
actually pretty impressive.
I'm beyond
I knew a lot
blessed.
of people who were
Yeah.
like getting ready to start a job at the beginning of the pandemic. Like
and they just get shitted on.
Yeah, man, it really sucks for them. Like my brother was actually one of them. He was getting ready to start a job. I can't remember exactly where it was, but he pretty much had the job, and whenever COVID hit, they were like, "Yeah, we can't bring you on. We don't know what our like financial future is going to be. We can't really afford to hire anybody right now."
Right. I know. I gotten furloughed, and then I came back, and I was one of the few people that got to come back at the time.
I don't know what that means.
It's like
It's a layoff.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's a
laid
layoff.
off with possible intent to come back.
Is it an acronym? I'll look it up.
I don't know.
I think a furlough is you have like more of like a guaranteed
A furlough
place
is,
to come back to, whereas
Yeah.
layoffs
If they
don't.
can- yeah.
Usually, I mean, they there's a possibility, but it's
But
not.
I actually got promoted during the times, which was cool.
Oh yeah, congrats, dude.
Thanks, man.
I didn't even spell it right.
But,
So we've got it pulled up here just for anybody that's curious. In short, a furlough is an unpaid leave of absence. While furloughed employees still technically retain their jobs, I can't read. The furlough itself means they cease working for their employers and do not earn a salary. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
it's
basically
essentially
it's a layoff,
but
but
it's
you
a
have a
layoff.
guaranteed
it's like with
job
a
to come back to.
guarantee. Yeah.
We did a
I
furlough.
honest to God, until I just looked it up, I've heard everybody say, "Oh yeah, I was furloughed," but I don't even know. I didn't know what that meant until like at this very moment right now.
We had a furlough that was supposed to last for 1 month, and pretty much what happened was we selected the group of people that was going to be furloughed.
Classy.
Love an Ice
it's
Cube
fine.
jingle.
I like the noise of the glass and the.
I do too. I didn't want to add extra. Sorry for interrupting you.
I don't want to make it uncomfortable, but it's put me in the mood.
Yeah, a little ice rattling gets
sensual.
everybody
Don't get
excited.
excited. He's got alcohol in him.
Yeah, he sounds exotic.
So Corey and Brian here haven't necessarily seen some of the radical different haircuts you do.
Oh yeah.
So we have your Instagram pulled up here
I got
for
his social
them.
media pulled up.
But while Brian's pulling it up on screen for Corey and him to look at, why don't you go ahead and tell the people your Instagram tag?
Sure. My Instagram handle is at Nick Biggs, all one word, and then _art.
And it's Biggs, Biggs.
Yes, 2 G's.
Yep. And so you're gonna go through here,
Some of
and
these are
so
so rad,
some of these are so rad. So there's one that he did with the Dale Earnhardt 3
Oh
in
yeah,
somebody's
that was
head.
on my buddy Matt.
straight
who works
razor
over
done.
there at Sportsman's.
Yeah, I've got it. Oh, I just had it pulled up.
I think it's up
I
a
like
little
that.
bit,
What do you?
actually.
That's not a pomade.
That's actually a
what do you call that?
Pompadour. That's what you're thinking of.
It's actually a psychoquiff.
A
You use
psychoquiff.
you kind of combine elements of a pompadour
A
and
mohawk.
a flat top. That the top of that haircut is actually flat all the way through.
That's rad.
Yeah,
and it looks
I did
so
one.
uniform.
That one is rounded, but the surface is actually flat.
I mean, come on, look at this guy.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
come on,
Yeah, the mullets are
I
coming back.
fancy myself a
Dude.
mullet master,
dude. I'll tell you what. If I had half the hair that guy has,
Man, that guy actually had a lot more hair too. He had hair way
That's-
down past his shoulders.
fucking sick.
Wow. Then there's also the pirate head.
Oh yeah, that was on Mr. Maxwell.
Yep,
That one's
it's pretty rad.
Oh yeah, that's
spiky
an-
yellow mohawk.
Yeah, that spiky yellow
The Liberty
mohawk.
spikes.
That was the same guy that I did
Liberty
the,
spikes, yeah.
the Dale Earnhardt 3 on
Oh, it's the
side of his
same
head.
guy?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah, yeah.
Matt, that's awesome. That's
Matt
awesome.
Matt has excellent taste.
And then there was the avatar symbol on my cousin Zach's head.
oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. Some pretty serious precision work there for
all,
sure.
all with a straight razor.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's intense, man. Let's hit the. So that was his Instagram. We're gonna swap over real quick. We won't spend a lot of time for the listeners because they're not seeing what we're seeing, and we can only describe what it is we're seeing. But do you have an album on here that's like super just hair stuff that you do? Or?
Yeah, my Instagram album is actually that's where I post most of my hair
Okay,
stuff.
so a lot of this is your work stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when you're like proposing to people, like you pull up your Instagram.
Yeah,
This is what
pretty
you pull up.
much.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. I feel like a lot
that's
of people
my
do that.
a little bit closer to.
It's like a portfolio. Yeah.
Now,
I tried to steer away a little bit from the more personal posts and try to put a little bit more business on there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, what do you think about that? That's actually that brings up a really good topic. We did a social media episode and just how like toxic it is for the average individual.
I gotta be honest.
Individual.
If I could delete my social media, I totally would.
So is
Isn't
that how
that
you
such
look at
a-
it? As it's like a dichotomy of like
Yeah, like you want to get off of it, but you need it for your business.
Exactly.
sucks.
Yeah.
I've been off of Facebook for going almost on 2 years, and then out of fucking left field, we got all this going, and it was like, oh, I ran our other
sucked
I
back
ran our
in.
other Facebook page for Boredom Brothers. I was like, sure, I'll take over it, and then I had to fucking re-upload my Facebook, and it's just, I see why.
Oh
I
man,
fucking
especially
deleted
after
it.
the break too,
Dude.
You came back to an extra turbulent time on
Yeah,
Facebook.
dude.
Well, and social media causes so much social polarity that it's almost sickening.
I wouldn't
to
call it
like,
polarity. I call it stupidity.
Oh, okay.
Corey's always so aggressive in nature.
Fucking hate.
Oh fuck that guy! He's a fucking idiot.
So
God damn.
the older I've gotten,
Corey, chill, bro.
dude, the
It's
older
cool.
I've gotten, the more fucking aggressive and angry I've gotten as an
Yeah,
individual.
dude, you
I like
gotta-
because of social media, man.
Right.
That's why I fucking deleted the shit. Like,
Bro,
dude,
you
it's
gotta-
not worth
you gotta
it.
Keep that indoors.
Fuck all that. Nah, I keep that shit indoors. It's gonna pop out all at once, and somebody's gonna get a fucking shit show.
Okay, but listen, that's part of being a man is that
Nah,
you just gotta
fuck all that.
swallow all the
Fuck
stuff
all
you
of that.
hate
Nope.
and just put it deep
Nope,
down.
nope. It's all coming out. I don't give a shit.
But Nick, you've done hair for several videos too, right?
Yes.
Some movie things.
Those ones that you did actually.
Oh yeah, we did a few hair videos of
Yes,
Nick
those
cutting
were-
hair. Those were fun.
Those were a lot of fun. Yeah, I want to do.
We can do a few more.
Yeah, I actually got a few ideas on
Yeah,
that
I'm game.
because I don't want to just feature me this time. I also want to feature a makeup artist too.
Ooh.
I don't know the logistics of all.
You
the
could almost
editing
even do a
and whatnot.
cosplay type deal where you do somebody's hair crazy
That
and then
would
they
be
make
sick.
them up
Hey,
and then like I do photos of them and just do an all three combo.
If
that'd be
if
awesome.
I'm being completely honest, cosplay, I'm into it.
oh,
100%.
cosplay's dope, bro.
100%.
Cosplay's the shit.
I'm into it.
The,
I wanna
the
do,
work
like,
that goes into it.
Some,
It's
like,
intense.
more obscure, like Sassoon-esque runway type stuff. If I can find like a willing model, I want to try to put my hat in for doing some of the more like elaborate, like high fashion stuff.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Okay.
Would be cool with makeup as well too. So
And you just get that combo team going and
Yeah.
knock it out.
Well, a good intro for you is I'm getting married in May. I know that in Evansville there's not a lot of big.
Well, and before you
runway
get
stuff.
married, Nick's gonna line up your beard with a straight
No,
razor.
100%, 100%, and I'm down for that. But just to let you know, at the center every year they do a bridal thing.
Super Bride Sunday.
You know what I'm talking
I do
about?
know what
they
you're
do a
talking
runway
about, yeah.
there.
Yep.
They do a
They
runway
do,
there.
yeah.
And have you been in on that yet?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna be honest.
That'd be a good foot in the door, though.
It for sure would, but I'm not.
It's a
sure
little
that
classy,
I want
though.
to.
It's like
Get
like
into wedding hair.
pins
Yeah.
and pins and stuff like that. But you want to.
I'll tell you what. I love doing a good updo, but I kind of hate doing wedding hair. I'm not gonna lie.
It's gotta be perfect.
I did one.
Gotta last all day.
It's just stressful.
It really is, man. There's a lot of factors that go into wedding
Anything that
hair.
you-
It's not necessarily just the hair, but
Yeah.
You're doing
it's
more
just
than
kind of a clusterfuck, honestly.
Oh yeah, dude.
Anything
I've
having to do with
photographed
weddings.
and filmed so many
Something
weddings.
always
Yeah.
goes
It's
wrong.
so
Someone's
stressful.
always late. Someone's always freaking out. Someone's crying. Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's a lot, man.
You talk to anyone that's planning a wedding, and they're a train wreck.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
They're a
And I have to
fucking
be
train
like
wreck.
the emotional counselor through
Right,
this whole
I mean,
ordeal.
yeah,
while
all
I'm trying
through
to
cutting hair
do like
too.
7 updos and shit, dude. It's a lot.
They're like
How do
pouring
you-
out everything. To
that's
you
one
as you're
thing
doing
I
it. You're
wanna-
like, that's. I
want to
ya,
hear how
sit
you
still.
deal with hearing everybody's stories all day while cutting hair. Like,
Man, I've got a pretty solid emotional gas tank for it for sure. But it's nice though. I'm gonna be honest. It's one of my favorite parts of the job. You
You
get a
just
lot
get
of
to experience,
perspective,
yeah.
and I also know that I will never be blackmailed in Evansville because I got dirt on.
everybody.
But those secrets stay with me.
Be like,
Right.
oh yeah, Susan.
No, for sure.
Pay for disclosure, not a haircut. No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, brides can be absolutely.
But once again,
bananas.
I want to make sure that our listeners know that Nick's Instagram is Nick Biggs, BIGGS_art.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for the plug, Mr.
Yes,
Tommy.
most definitely. And I want our listeners to know where's your favorite place to eat in Evansville?
Oh man, my favorite place lately has been Poke Pirate.
Yeah, I heard it's fire.
It's right over by where I work. It's right off of a Diamond in Heidelbach.
And again, you work at Electrical?
Yes, yeah, we're right over there past Diamond,
Right behind the old what's that car place where the museum used to be? Barrett.
Oh, yeah,
Is it Barrett or what's that called? Barrett Motors? Bennett Motors.
Bennett Motors.
Yep, yep, yep,
Bennett.
yep.
Yeah. And these are all local. So, like, we do actually have downloads in other countries. So, just
very nice.
Just to reiterate, we're talking about Evansville, Indiana, the great
I don't know
Evansville,
about
Indiana,
great, but-
southern Indiana, down there by Kentucky and Illinois, where they all touch at the same goddamn time. I'll tell you what,
right there in the tri-state area, boy.
down here in tri-state, tell you what, cousin, tell you what.
Fucking yeah.
Send it, bud. Send it.
Oh, God.
So also, Nick here lately, I don't know if you guys have known him, but has gotten into sumo wrestling.
Oh,
yeah.
son of a bitch! I want to talk about.
Yes.
that. I almost
And I
forgot,
can-
dude.
Yeah, you
I
can't
have
forget
plenty
about
to
that
talk
shit.
about.
Where do you do
Hold on.
sumo wrestling around here in
fucking
Evansville
desk
or the
jumped up.
tri-state?
You all right there, dude? You excited? Jesus.
It got hard.
I'm kind of chubbed up right now. I'm gonna be honest
bro.
with you.
Like,
Dude, it's a
No,
blast.
I want to talk about it. I'm a huge fan of martial arts just in general. Like
he's a huge fan of fat guys in diapers, and
it's fascinating.
He's got a mad fetish.
It's
What's that thing actually
Sumo's
called?
right for you, huh?
What's the? It's not a diaper. It's
The kind of
What is that
loincloth.
called?
It's called a mawashi.
muwashi.
A mawashi, yeah.
Okay.
Is it one piece?
Yeah, it's actually
Dude, I've always wondered.
it is
what
actually.
What does
yeah.
it do for the troops, though? I mean,
You know,
what I'm
it's
saying?
actually not too bad. It was definitely a trial and error
Yeah, you
process.
get a ball hanging out.
Learning how to tie that properly. I started off using compression shorts underneath it because I didn't trust our rapping skills and I didn't want
Like an
Yeah, and not
American
hanging
nut
out.
to pop out. But
mean-
as our rapping skills,
he didn't want to.
improved-
He didn't want to. He didn't want to Janet Jackson it at halftime. You know what I'm saying?
Have a nip slip.
Yeah.
Have a dick slip.
Look, man,
A tip slip.
You were
it's definitely
super.
possible.
So where do you do that at?
Like,
We actually just switched gyms. We have a new gym over in Georgetown, Kentucky.
So how far away is
Excuse
that?
me. It's about 2.5 hours away.
And how many guys are in that class or group?
Our club, Ohio Sumo, it's spelled OHAYO.
Okay.
Okay. We've got about 12 guys that come pretty consistently. We've got about 4 other guys who don't come quite as consistently, but
So how often do you do that?
we do it about every 2 weeks or so. We meet up, but we've also got tournaments and stuff all around the country. Last year,
That was going to be my next question. Is like, how competitive is it? Like,
it's pretty competitive. I will say that it's not quite on the scale of say like jujitsu and stuff.
a
Like
huge
that.
fan of.
Yeah.
I'm a huge BJJ.
Did
fan.
you know
I
that-
want to train so bad, but it's so expensive. It's so expensive.
Try Club Bushido. I would.
I know a guy at Phoenix though.
Also, those guys are great.
At where? What did you say?
Bushido.
Club Bushido? Yeah.
Club Bushido.
But those guys over at Rising Phoenix are awesome too.
Oh my god! Yeah, they train a lot of the amateur fighters around here.
Yes, they do. They're also just nice dudes too. I was really when me and my brother were trying to find somewhere to train pretty consistently. We reached out to a lot of the gyms around here, and man, it's definitely a mixed bag of responses. Like you throw the
Really?
word sumo in there, and there's a lot of either people are like super excited and into it, and like
Very
hell yeah,
niche.
let come in, we want to see this, or they're just like get the fuck out of here.
Right. It's one or the other.
Well,
Yeah.
here to give you
Damn.
perspective at home, anyone listening, Nick is not your average.
What's give me a height? Give me a height and a weight. Give me a height and a
for
weight.
what
I,
you would
I,
s-
I don't want to embarrass you.
well,
I don't want to embarrass you.
people,
I don't want,
especially me. Like I hear sumo, I'm like big guy.
yeah.
We actually
I'm
do
5'7",
have
200. So where are you at?
I'm about 5'10", about 220, 225. It's
Really?
somewhere between 220 and 225.
That's a much.
I competed
That's a
in the
good weight. That's a good weight.
We actually have weight classes here in the States for amateur sumo.
Do
and
they
then
not elsewhere?
No, as
Oh,
pro. Well, I mean, they do in amateur all around the globe, but in pro sumo, like in Japan, like the main sport. No, they don't have weight classes.
Really? They just like let each other just
Oh yeah,
go
man,
get after it.
If you guys want to
That's rad.
see
Yeah.
like a little tiny dude whipping up on a bunch of like massive guys.
I've seen one video of a guy, an American overseas.
Oh yeah, I think that guy was a Georgian.
It's something
I think,
like that.
If I believe,
This dude was, manhandling, and these guys were
Just
like
waxing
3
them.
times his size. It was nuts.
you guys should look up videos of this guy named Inho. He
How do you spell that?
ENHO.
In-ho, super easy.
ENHO. Okay.
Yeah, he is a little tiny dude. He's like way shorter than me, and he's like Mighty Mouse basically. But I think he actually just dropped to the division below the top division. But he was a mainstay in the Makuuchi division, which is the top division. He just was whipping up on these gigantic guys. This guy actually almost wasn't able to join sumo because he was so short.
Really?
No way.
They actually have like a height requirement over in Japan.
I would assume so because
What is the height?
There's a lot of grappling.
What's
Yeah.
what's the height?
I don't know it off the top of my
Oh,
head.
okay.
How,
it's pretty short.
I want to know. So, are you in the gym every day, prepping, training?
I was pretty regularly for nationals and the Consulates Cup and the one over in Cincinnati. Lately, not as much though. I'm giving.
So,
it's nice to have a little time to recover.
What got you into sumo wrestling around here? I know that you have like culture liking of that area, but for our listeners, I want the story of how you got into it, and then after that, did you get into it through your artwork? Because I know that you've been drawing some sumo, like the frogs and like some sumo people, cartoonish, but also with the symbols and all that. Is that part of like the sumo wrestling, is learning a bit of the culture?
Yeah. There's how I found out about sumo wrestling was actually through my twin brother Dylan.
Oh, you have a twin?
I do, yeah.
Oh, my fiance is a twin.
Identical
The one you
twins?
met downstairs.
No, we're not identical.
Fraternal?
but-
Oh,
yeah.
she's identical.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they look alike.
He's not as cool.
Dylan's pretty cool. Dylan is actually, he's a West Point grad. Like he's
Wow.
he's smart as fuck.
Okay, that's
Like, super
impressive.
Smart,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually the one. While he was at West Point, I hope I get this right, but he had a few Asian like bunkmates up there. I think is what happened.
Say Oriental.
I think is that racist? I don't think we can say
Whatever.
Oriental.
I don't think it's racist.
Whatever Corey says, that's
Yeah,
the
I don't-
racist one.
No, it's not.
Whatever Corey says is the racist
Oh my
one.
God.
Don't say Oriental.
I don't-
Sounds.
I think it's right.
That
Why,
sounds.
why is it when it comes to
that
like
sounds
Asian,
brash.
Asian or Japan or anything like that or Korean or anything, when you say Oriental, why? I don't understand because it's,
Yeah, I actually don't
It's-
know. I
it's
want
not-
somebody to.
it's
to
not the
educate
word.
me
I would
love
on
an
that.
explanation.
No, it's
for
not
that.
the
What's the
word.
politically
It's when
correct,
it rolls out of your white face that people get angry.
I mean, I
And
guess I don't know.
so I just don't talk about it.
So-
yeah, it's,
As a
it's
people,
touchy.
I don't talk.
fucking
I don't
know.
talk about it.
Anyways, back to how you got
So
started.
your
in
brother
sumo.
had some.
West Point knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So him and his friends would watch the tournaments as they were coming in, like as they were like streaming in Japan. Each tournament, it's called a basho. It lasts 15 days.
Is that like pay-per-view though? Do you have to rent
God,
it?
Lee, dude.
Yeah, 15
Stamina.
days.
Holy shit!
Well, I mean, the other thing is like each one of these matches, it's rare to see them go over like a minute. Dude.
Right.
Really?
I mean, some of them do. Some of them
Can
go
you
like
walk
2,
me
3
Is it a
through-
points based?
I was gonna say,
Or-
can you walk me through start to finish a match? Like,
Sure.
what's the key? What are the rules? We all know that it happens on a mat. We know there's a lot of grappling, and we know there's a ring. Like, there's a circle on the mat, right?
Yeah.
So what's
there's
the
actually
point?
a couple differences between
Walk me through it.
amateur sumo and pro sumo. In pro sumo, they actually have what's called a doyo. It's like a raised clay surface that has a ring on it.
So you're on a clay mat.
Yeah, it's like a raised, like almost like kind of squarish structure. I want to say it's probably about, I want to say like 4 feet tall. So
Off the ground?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a stage.
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Actually,
And watching the videos, you wouldn't even realize that
little
it's
stadium
actually like a platform.
pedestal.
How many
Yeah,
people
like a
fall
pedestal
off
stage.
a lot. Yeah. There's actually like a lot of injuries that come
just from
it.
falling off?
Yeah. Just from falling
We're gonna
off.
Google the highlight reels of dudes falling off sumo mats. later.
Honestly, be prepared. There's some pretty ugly injuries that happen.
Torn ACLs,
Yeah.
broken
Big dudes,
arms.
big dudes.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, you got a big, like 400+ pound guy
But
falling
these guys are
off of-
agile. Falling off 4 feet, though. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
you land funny and you just blow your knee out, man. It's
Who do you think
deadly.
has more agility and finesse? An offensive lineman in the NFL, 380 pounds, or a sumo wrestler, 400 pounds, professional sumo wrestler? Who do you think's more agile? Because an offensive lineman,
I mean, they got to move.
their 40 times are just, you see a 380 pound dude and you see him run, sprint 40 yards, and you're like, I don't know, I can
feel
run
like-
that
I'd
fast.
say as far as agility goes, the lineman is probably
You
more.
think so, like
yeah.
footwork and finesse?
But as far as
kind of-
flexibility goes, definitely the sumo wrestler.
Right.
I don't know if you guys know this, but like most of those 400+ pound guys can do like the splits.
wow.
They're incredibly.
That's impressive.
that's kind of
that-
hot for me.
Super impressive.
Now in amateur sumo, we basically just have like a mat that also has like a ring. We don't have the raised surface.
You don't do like the pedestal stage thing.
No, that's that kind of pageantry is kind of reserved for them.
Like the tournaments and
Yeah.
stuff.
It's a cultural kind of thing.
Now
I
they
guess.
they have whenever you get to like the world stage, they have a clay doyo. So like say here in the States we have nationals, which is also doubles as our qualifier for the national, like the U.S. national team, and the U.S. national team will compete in like world events for sumo.
So do you have to like go like win several amateur belts and then you move up to the next class, and after so many belts then you become in
They
that?
do have a belt system. I don't actually know a ton about the belt system. They have test outs basically for that, but as far as like making it to the U.S. national team, you just win nationals and you're the guy for that year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they send people all over. I mean,
I think our next national or our next world event is going to be in Poland. So our guys, we actually had a little bit of a mishap this year with COVID. So like our world event got canceled because of COVID.
Right.
So everybody that qualified at nationals for the national team, they're going to have to requalify. They're
Well,
going to have
and,
to win again. In
I
order
actually
to
know-
go to Poland.
I actually know somebody in Poland.
Oh no!
And yeah, I play a game and he's my co-player. He's
So
an English teacher over there.
No, you're not plugging this.
I know.
fucking
I'm not
game.
plugging the game. I'm not plugging the
and
game.
first off,
God,
no, I
but-
want to be clear. The Polish people.
Yeah, we do have some downloads in Poland.
I'm just saying they're,
But,
they can be a little dicey.
But it's
That's
pretty
all
cool
I'm
because
saying.
I've learned a little bit about
One of our the president of the IHSL, or not the IHSL, that's lacrosse, the Indiana High School Lacrosse.
Yeah, I forgot
No, the USSF. Ed Sucheski, great dude. He's actually our current middleweight champion. I want to say he's part Polish. I don't know. He's got some Polish
What's
lineage.
the last name?
Sucheski.
Sucheski. He's Polish.
You actually
for sure.
look like him a little bit. No lie.
Who?
Ed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the.
You look like him?
No, you look like him.
Oh, wow. Thanks for the insult.
You look like an
I'm
elf.
just joking. I don't know this guy at all.
Poland's actually just now starting to come out of the
No,
COVID
and
lockdown.
Yeah.
They're just now opening schools. My guy over in Poland is actually an English teacher over there, so he's just now starting to
Well, and
transition
can
this
I-
month from
Good
online
deal.
teaching
That's
to
it.
in school teaching.
Good
Ah,
deal.
God, that's
good
I'm
to
looking
hear.
in a mirror. That's scary.
I know, right? Does he not look
Wow.
like? Does
Yeah,
he
they
not look
kinda
like?
do
Oh
look alike.
God.
Hey, can I expand on the Polish thing real
Yeah.
quick? I just don't
Damn
want
it.
people to think that I hate people from Polish.
Fucking
That's
G-
not the thing. I respect them as a people, but they're dicey in the fact that I relate them to Russians.
Oh, they're brawlers, man. Yeah,
Dude,
they're tough.
sketch.
Can we say motherfuckers?
Yeah, we can say
Yeah, they're tough
motherfucker.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, they're
Bro,
sketchy. Dude, they wrestle
cuss your
bears,
fucking
bro.
brains out. I don't
Yo,
care.
They wrestle bears, bro.
Well, I mean,
Look at Khabib.
you walk down a
Nurmagomedov
street
or
in Russia,
whatever.
there's going to be a bear drinking a vodka, boxing a dude that's been at the bar for 6 hours. You
Dude,
know,
no,
That's
yeah, they
just-
sit and chill with cheetahs like on the daily, like on the reg. Like they have pet cheetahs. Like that's just their household cat.
everybody there has
They're
a
dicey
tiger in
folks.
Brian's eyes.
All I'm saying is that like I correlate the Poles with
They do have a pretty cool salt mine.
Is that racist if you say Poles?
No, I think that's actually.
Is that what they
accurate.
prefer?
I think that's what you. I
the
think
Polish,
that's the right
Polish
word.
people, I antiquate a lot with the Russian folks, and we all know Russia is just batshit insane.
Russia goes hard.
They
Yeah,
go hard.
they're wrestlers.
So-
they
Russia
actually
go hard.
Their guys
Greco.
actually get a stipend
Greco-Roman.
from the government to do sumo
Because they just
professionally.
bring stuff.
Yeah.
They actually, who's the guy Mike Tyson just fought? Ray Jones Jr.
No.
Roy Jones
Roy
Jr.
Jones, yeah.
He actually is a Russian citizen. Yeah,
hold
they
on, what?
actually, yeah. He was such a, like, people over there in Russia treated him like a god almost, and they were like, you should come here, you should come here, you should come here. So he actually moved to Russia and became a Russian citizen, and then he trains, people in boxing all over the world. They come there, he'll go with them.
Separatist trash.
I gotta plug a Netflix.
I think Tyson won that fight. I'm not gonna lie. Jones Jr. held so much, but
Netflix special. I gotta plug. I just gotta say it. If it's still out there because it was a limited series, The Queen's Gambit. Jesus Christ,
heard that,
I
actually.
loved that show, and I'll tell you what, it boils down to no spoiler alert, but the Russians play a heavy role, and it's back in the 80s and like the Red Curtain and all that stuff, and it's just like it just shows you like how serious their funding is when it comes to like international.
Yeah, they don't
competition.
play. They actually
don't fuck around.
They like the Russian government.
competitive. They do not
They
fuck
give
around.
their guys a stipend to basically do
Yeah.
like they eat, breathe, and sleep sumo.
that's rad though.
So,
So,
that's interesting.
also I want to point on when you mixed up the lacrosse title with the sumo title that you did lacrosse.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and also, are you still teaching high school lacrosse?
I'm
or-
not anymore. I did coach out at Bossy for a year though. That was a really cool experience. We just couldn't really secure the funding for a second year, which is a
Right.
huge bummer.
It's hard to do that with just any high
Dude,
school in
could you-
general. It's not bossy.
like,
it's all.
I just
high
wanna-
school.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it really just boils down to
When they
a
could
budgeting
easily
thing.
I also
municipal funding.
want to point out that lacrosse has kind of gotten watered down since the Indians started it. That's all I'm saying.
Jesus
People died then
Christ.
and got stabbed. and-
What?
Oh, yeah,
are we
Piscataway
doing?
actually is-
What are we talking about?
No,
Dude,
no,
that show is called The Days Grim. We got to
hold
talk
the-
about some
Tommy's,
grim
Tommy's
shit.
actually right
Hold
about
the
that though.
fucking-
They
Now, when you
found-
say Indian, do you mean Native American?
Yeah, Native American.
okay, so you were just
Indian.
being racist.
Feather, not
like,
dot.
people
we're-
just died.
Oh my God!
I
Take
played-
it easy.
Like, people just died.
Yeah.
On the field. Like, yeah.
God.
That was like their way of war. Am I right?
Yeah,
I need
for
to know more.
at least the Ojibwa, the word for it was Piscataway, and it translates to little brother of war. This shit was brutal. Like they're really
like
were.
imagine the lacrosse stick with a spiked end.
Were they
Well,
not?
no, they didn't have that, but they were just. I mean, like, yeah, people actually did die like during these, and they wouldn't just last for like a few hours, like your.
Normal lacrosse game.
Yeah, no, these would last like a long time. Like
Days.
it could.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and
Hey, Mom, gonna go out and play lacrosse.
I've actually
Not
played.
even lacrosse. The little brother of
Little
war.
Timmy just died.
I've
Fucking-
played with some
God
res
be
guys
with you.
before, like double ball, which is I mean it's kind of it's very similar to lacrosse, except you've got two sticks. They don't have like a net or anything, and then there's like a I don't know. It's
like a spoon situation.
sort of
Like a ladle
kind
almost?
of. But yeah, I played double ball with some of the res guys over in Cherokee, North Carolina. Yeah, those guys they come out for
They go
fun,
hard.
man. They really beat
where
the
have-
shit out of us.
Hey,
It's like hockey.
Yeah.
So
but
ta-
worse.
You know the show Letterkenny and the natives on
Oh,
there, where they're always like
fucking
I'll tell you
natives
what.
are tough as hell, and like
If you
yeah,
don't know
it
Letterkenny.
really is pretty much that. They are tough as hell,
Yeah, I bet.
tougher than
So-
hell.
If I may, we've spoken a lot about like international beginnings, lores, and stuff, and where the origins of things are, and different sports and whatnot. So my question is, how much international travel do you have under your belt? Have you done any?
I don't. Yeah,
You don't have any international
No.
travel?
I was almost born in Germany.
Almost
my mom
doesn't count,
flew.
bro. We're not playing horseshoes.
Yeah, no, I
We're
don't.
not playing horseshoes.
I'm hoping to make the national team so that I can get a little bit of travel under my belt.
I hope you make it too, man.
So you're going
Hell yeah.
hard on this.
Yeah, man. Everybody over at Ohio Sumo is on a mission right
fucking-
now.
So who?
You got to be in it to
dude,
win
best,
it.
Best
Yeah.
wishes to you, dude.
So to,
I really hope you get
do-
it. Like that's dope.
Thank you.
Do you do special
some
dieting or
nice
anything? Yeah, you got
little
some nice war bruises.
Oh,
You got a knot on the forehead?
Oh
there,
yeah,
bro?
that's actually a lipoma, but I do hit my head quite
okay.
often.
So do you do any special dieting? Like, does it change? Like, do you need more calories or carbs, or
It depends.
How does that work?
Actually, whenever I actually cut weight, believe it or not, whenever I'm getting close to a tournament, because I wrestle middleweight Cutoff for that is 221, and I like to stay kind of at the top of that weight class. It does give you a little bit of an advantage. It just makes you harder to move when you're at the top of your weight class.
Oh yeah, for
do you
sure.
do a
and
lot
that-
of-
and that's with any wrestling.
Yeah.
Or any
Is it?
Because this weight class, it's not like in like a collegiate style wrestling where there's not very much. I mean, there's like 5 pounds in between weight classes. Like middleweight starts at I think 186 and it goes all the way
Wow.
up to 221.
Wow, that's a big
So,
gap.
Yeah,
40-pound gap.
That's
Yeah,
So,
I mean, so it definitely pays to be at the top.
I
of
can
the
take
weight
on a
class.
220
And
guy.
I want to know, it's a lot of leg workout,
do
isn't
it.
it?
It
Like it's a
is,
lot
yeah.
of being base and into the ground and
Yeah.
maneuvering from there.
got
Or
that.
You really
No, you
definitely
don't.
like. You definitely need a good amount, like a good mix of both leg strength and like range of motion.
do you take yoga?
I've supplemented a little bit of yoga just to become a little more flexible because I also had like several injuries over this last year. At nationals, I tore what I'm pretty sure is my meniscus.
Oof.
I dislocated both shoulders last year and my thumb.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that work with cutting hair?
Honestly, it sucked a little bit, but I've dislocated my
do you
shoulders
do
so
any?
much.
That's another thing. I know a lot of hair people that cut hair, and eventually they develop like hand issues, or their hands get tight or sore. Do you do any hand exercises for anything along those lines?
Not really.
Little finger squeeze ball.
My grip strength is pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, being
do-
a sumo wrestler, I would assume.
I did have to do a pretty significant amount of tape because on my thumb at the Consulates Cup, though, we actually have a slow motion for every match of that tournament, which was really cool. I think it's the first time we've done that in the States.
So they record every match, and then it's just
Yeah.
recorded in slow motion, so you can see.
Yeah,
like,
they
reels.
did the first cut of that tournament. That was the one down in Texas. That's the one that Justin Kizzert put on.
Can we refresh this man's class?
Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
be
Hand it
lovely.
over,
Look at
pal.
the
Hand it
service
over.
here. Damn.
We try to keep it classy around here, so see
You can actually, if you
that's
pay
an empty
attention,
glass.
We're doing
and
it.
we
We're
can't-
doing
we
it.
can't
'cause-
have that,
We're
so.
doing it because
Yeah, every time we have a
to-
guest on, we like to let them drink.
We like to get them liquored up so we can take advantage of them after the show.
Conversation just really flows. But then we also throw in a complimentary the Namos Company candle for him.
Yeah,
Nick got the peppermint and eucalyptus.
And I think
these-
you got a couple of stickers, I think, and we're gonna try to keep that going. If you get
you
a
guys got great branding, by the way.
if
I'm
you guys
digging on
if you
this.
guys are into the stickers and stuff, we're gonna roll the red carpet out on that very, very soon. But if we're interviewing you, we're trying to get you liquored up. We're giving you a candle. We're giving you a sticker.
Right.
Hey, it's gonna be something we're
pretty
gonna
nice.
keep.
I'll
And-
I'm gonna suck
and-
your dick afterwards.
Yeah.
It's a-
Yeah,
And-
it's
Corey's
a whole
into that.
process.
And the nice part is so like we're recording this on Sunday night, but it drops Tuesday. So there's no wait. You know what I mean? It's boom out there. We
That's
just
quite
keep the hype
turnaround,
going.
yeah.
We start on it as soon as we leave, and then boom, it's like we're going at it, and then by Monday night it's uploaded and ready to drop 6
Very
a.m.
nice.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
the editing process can take a second, so that's pretty impressive that
Yeah.
y'all are able to turn that around. Thank you.
yep.
No problem. Absolutely.
But we want to thank you for being on too. I mean, you're taking time out of your day, and we want to make it worthwhile, and also, bump stuff out. But also, we didn't get on to. We kind of talked, but I want to hear more about getting into this culture thing. You talked about your brother, but like also the paintings and stuff. I know you
Yes.
like to draw and you're artistic.
Okay,
and
so
stuff, but
I do a lot of the frog paintings, and there's actually a reason for that. Okay, so in sumo wrestling over in Japan, they actually have ring names. It's not like you would think here in the States where like pro wrestler ring names are like the Undertaker and shit.
Rockstar.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little
Is
bit
it just like Jim? What's your ring name, Jim?
my
I actually go on. I go on the ring as Dave. Dave Johnson. Is that what you guys do? Like normal last names, or
actually, well, I mean,
he's like, well, actually, yeah, they call me Jim on stage. So
as far as like the actual tournaments and stuff go, we just have like our normal names. But our
Okay.
club likes to we're really into the tradition of everything,
Keeping
all
it
things
cultured.
sumo. We try to show as much appreciation for not just the sport but the culture
art form.
behind it, because there is a ton of culture behind it, and we're lucky to even have the blessing from the JSA, the Japanese Sumo Association, to even internationalize the sport, because this sport is ancient. Like it's like over 1,000 years old.
Jeez.
It
So
goes
to be
back.
clear though, so you said to the nation, so that JSA,
Yeah, the Japanese Sumo Association.
so the JSA, they gave us their sign off essentially, or their blessing to use it as a country, or to each individual like league that is running. Like
basically,
does my question make sense? You know what I mean?
They basically gave the okay to let amateur sumo be a thing, because
Okay, I got you.
yeah, like it's their national sport, so they weren't. It hasn't always been open to outsiders. Like it wasn't even until, God, probably. I hope I get this right. I want
You don't
say
have to be
like
completely accurate. Just
We got
a
Google,
rough
too.
estimation.
around the time of like the late 70s, early 80s, I think, is whenever they started toying with the idea of bringing people from other countries into sumo. We didn't actually have the first non-Japanese champion until Konishiki came around. He is actually from Hawaii, and our club actually talks to him on a fairly regular basis, but he made it all the way up to the second highest rank in sumo wrestling, which is Ozeki. The only one past that is Yokozuna, which is like almost demigod status.
Really?
Yeah. That's how they're treated in
Right.
society. There's only been, I think like 72 over
Over 1,000 years or so.
over the entirety
sport.
of the sport. Yeah.
That's intense, and there's a lot of culture that goes with it, and I think
Yeah,
that's really cool that
that's
like your
fucking
group
nuts.
is also keeping the culture behind the sport, or
Yeah.
well, really the art. Honestly, I mean, it's a. I feel like it's a dance between two people almost. I mean,
Yeah, it is definitely. It has a lot of artistic aspects of it. Even I don't think a lot of people know this, but like the leg raises and the foot stamps and all of that. That's all. That all comes out of like the Shinto like religion. Like the foot stamps and like they throw salt in the ring before.
I was wondering what the hell it was that they would just like toss.
Yeah. They're actually tossing salt into the ring, and that's to purify the ring. And the foot stamps are actually to ward off evil spirits.
So it's
lot
not
of-
like I've always thought it was like like an intimidation factor. That's not the case though. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
it's actually.
I always thought it was rice.
Pretty
I'll be honest with
ceremonial.
you. I didn't know it was salt. It looked like rice.
I'm talking about the foot stomping thing. Like
Oh.
when they do the stomp.
Gotcha,
I
yeah.
thought that was always like an intimidating thing.
Yeah,
Like I'm about to crush you.
right.
Yeah.
I'm bigger.
But no.
I made the bigger stump.
But it's but you're saying it's more
it's
of
a real
a
ritualistic
like
aspect.
a religious kind of almost.
the hairstyles that they have, the ones that everybody is familiar with,
The bun.
like where it has like the almost rounded piece on
Right.
top.
Yeah.
I think it's called the ginkgo leaf. They're reserved for the top two divisions in sumo, but basically the sumos are like active rikishi are basically considered the last living samurai, more or less.
I was gonna say, does that hairstyle have samurai descent?
It does,
because
yeah.
you see a lot of the old like tapestry that has
Yeah,
the
it-
samurai with the similar hairstyle.
Right. That's
It
pretty interesting.
it actually was reserved basically for samurai and anyone above that back in the day, and then there was a lot of like cultural changes in Japan, and they actually pretty well like banned it from use, and then I think later on
They were
they
like,
pretty
"Well,
much
open it
opened
back
it
up."
back up to pretty much just sumo wrestlers in general.
That's rad though.
Yeah.
One thing what do you like other than trying to go for national in 2021? What else do you expect to do? I mean, via whether it be hair or
What's your aspirations,
art
man?
or
What are your
what
goals?
what are you reaching for? What and also
2021, what are you
also what would you like to do more of? I mean, we already mentioned hair videos, but like outside of just all around, man.
One big goal of mine since I started doing hair, especially, was to bring like the more up to date, maybe some of the more obscure haircuts. And I think part of the reason why Evansville has always been like a couple years behind the times of any like current fashion trends is just because there is just kind of a lack of people putting in the work to do it right. I mean, nobody wants to go in and ask for, like a cool, awesome like mullet, say,
Right.
and come out with a shitty mullet.
Right. I mean, if you're trying to get that exotic shit, you got to go to Nick. I'm not going to lie. I mean, this man has more exotic hairdos than a zoo has exotic pets.
That's no lie, and that's also not a play on Joe Exotic. But
It's funny that you mentioned that. I'm actually pretty glad.
though.
I'm pretty glad that the whole Joe Exotic saga played out over quarantine, because at the time I did have a blonde mullet, and I also wore. I mean, Tommy's.
He looks like one of the guys from the Lost Kids. Right?
The Lost Boys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Lost Boys.
I
God.
literally have a shiny blue leopard print shirt that I wear like semi regularly. I wear a lot of like, I don't know, flashy.
Are you saying you did it first? Like
I
Joe,
did, yeah.
Joe took it from you.
Actually, technically, he did beat me to it, but because I don't know, a lot of that shit was years ago.
He did it before it
that
was aired.
docuseries is
You
old.
heard it here first.
Yeah,
But I popularized it first, for
Right.
sure, yeah.
Most definitely.
But I'm glad that all played out over quarantine, because I would have got roasted.
no, 100%. I think it's a good move.
I want to ask you real quick. What really got you into sumo? Like what made you like want to do sumo?
Honestly,
Because it's such a weird.
You don't hear about it in the States
You
very
don't,
much.
especially here.
it's actually
Midwest.
it's a lot bigger in other countries than it is here, and I think that it literally just comes from there being bigger people in it. America's not super friendly to bigger people, and I
Even
don't know.
though
It's a
we're
lot of ass cheeks
huge.
in there too. Like,
I mean,
hot.
I
hot.
think also
Super hot.
it takes it takes a bit of BDE, some big dick energy to put on that attire. You know,
sure.
and I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. Like we were just joking around about a diaper and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's not necessarily to like if you said that to like a legit sumo wrestler,
Oh,
you'd probably
yeah.
get crushed. But you know, that's just American culture in a way, and like we poke fun or whatever, but like honestly there's an art form behind it, and there's a way for the reason it's all done a certain way and everything like that, and it's almost like an art.
Actually, part of the reason why it is so revealing, like the Mawashi is so revealing, is to show that you're not actually holding weapons.
oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. I see that.
Yeah,
I
there's
get you.
actually like another part of the like the sumo pageantry that we do. Basically, you at the beginning of a match, you like squat down into a position, and you come in, you do your initial clap, then you rub your hands together, which symbolizes washing the hands, and then you open the book up, pull your arms out, and this motion, you actually turn your hands over, but
Right, away
So
from
this
arms
is
up
also,
like your little airplane, like
Yeah.
airplane arms, and then
Exactly.
you're folding your hands. So
this is actually to also show that you don't have any weapons on
makes
you.
sense.
Wow.
You're not
Yeah.
hiding a katana or whatever they call it, the shorter katana, the little blade or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the-
Sakura or whatever.
You really childproof for that one.
Well, I don't know what they're technically called.
like an
I don't want to
airplane.
I think
be.
they're called a wakizashi.
Yeah, I
don't
didn't-
quote me on that. But
I didn't want to be
just
rude
off
to the
top of my
culture
head.
by like, oh, a baby katana, just like not a katana or a small katana, whatever it's called. I don't know. You get it.
You're a katana.
So I like the 2021. So your goals and aspirations for this year after this shithole that we call 2020 is over.
2020 seemed to throw.
What are
a
you
pretty
getting into
significant
now? What restate it? What plug? What do you want to put out to the 200 downloads we got so far?
range.
What do you wanna
I want to
plug?
continue keeping Evansville on the forefront of well executed fashion sense.
You're gonna help people get laid.
Yeah, that is actually my main.
That's his
job,
motto. I want to help you get laid.
basically, and I'm damn good at it.
Yeah. You get a haircut. You're
I
getting your
got
dick
zero experience. I'm gonna have to come to you, my
You
guy.
looking to get fucked? Come to me.
touched. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to this guy. No, but I'm pumped about it.
Yeah, and I want to again thank you, Nick, for being on. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
we've been friends for a while, but
Yeah, we've
I-
done several artistic projects together.
I don't know
ourselves,
this,
and-
man.
and I can't wait to have you on again, and also, I mean, update people. But people need to get into you at Electric Owl and get their haircut.
Yeah, man.
Electric Owl. And it's Nick Biggs _ART. That's Biggs with 2 G's. Nick Biggs _ART on Instagram. Check his stuff out. It's rad. We looked at it here in the studio, if that's what you want to call this place that we're in. It's really just a closet. And he's got really great work on there. The mullets, the Liberty spikes,
the precision cuts with the razor
the artwork
blade
and the hair. It's just really rad. It's very intricate handwork,
Thank you.
and super pumped that I didn't know you and I had no idea how I was going to talk to you. But I'm super glad I met you now.
No, this was actually like super
eye opening for me.
Yeah, eye opening for sure.
Yeah.
Especially the sumo shit. Like that was
That's rad.
Wow, that was
That's
pretty
rad.
dope, man.
phenomenal.
You've inspired me. I think I'm going to get into sumo now.
You should definitely check it out, man. It's a lot more entertaining than a lot of people realize. There's such a stigma about sumo wrestling that it's just two fat guys slapping each other in diapers, but that's just not not really the case.
Can I say something not to offend you, even if that's all it was?
I'd still watch it.
Sign me up.
I'm still watching
no,
it.
I'm going to try to
you're
be in
gonna try
it.
it out?
I'm going to
Yeah.
try to be in it.
Did you know that sumo wrestlers, especially over in Japan, they actually are a lot healthier than a lot of people realize. Like, they have a lot of subcutaneous fat, which is the basically fat above the muscular structure, but they have almost no visceral fat, which is the stuff that
Kills you.
Kills people.
yeah, it's like the fat between organs
Right.
and like in your arteries and shit. They have like almost none of that, and that's because these guys actually just train.
Well, and
an
it's the way they
amount.
eat too. They don't necessarily eat breakfast, but they eat like a giant between lunch and dinner, and then they eat like another dinner also. If I remember,
I'm assuming if
correctly.
they're training or if you're training, it's probably like a giant bowl of rice. Or
They
rice
actually
and
chanko
noodles.
nabe is actually what they eat most of. It's like a very high protein soup,
Chicken
and they
nut.
eat
What
that
is that?
with rice. They've got a lot of like poultry protein. They have like a lot of fish protein, but it's just very dense in like nutrients and protein.
And that's what you
basically.
need, especially like when you're training in, or if you got a big fight the next day, you can carb load with some of that rice.
They
And
also they sleep basically like right after they get done like training, then they eat, then they go to sleep, and that's to help
so weird.
distribute fat basically to
throughout the body.
Yeah, to where it needs
It's
to
like
be.
a real polar bear situation.
Dude, there's a
going on
science behind even the way they eat.
No, I
That's
don't
what's
doubt
so
it.
astounding
It's
to
way
me
beyond
about
my
it. Is
knowledge.
it's just they do so much into
there. I
it.
know.
Not only the
We
art,
don't have
but
enough
wild.
time. I wish
dude.
we had more
It's so
time
fucking
to
wild.
like go through.
Well, there's always another time that we're.
I
Gonna
want to have you
have
back again
Oh, yeah.
eventually, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got people chomping at the
I would
bits
like
to get on.
I would
here,
like
but-
to do a follow up.
Yeah,
for
we're
sure.
gonna need
I mean,
to.
if you guys want to have me back and we can focus on either just one or the other. When
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You are
And again,
very interesting,
before
sir.
we sign off, I do want you to plug your sumo group one more time and
Yes.
say how it's spelled.
Ohio Sumo. It is OHAYO Sumo. Look us up on Facebook. We also have an Instagram as well.
Yeah, there's several pictures of Nick and his sumo wrestling.
We've got a lot of good video material on there. We've got for sure. We actually we host a tournament every year over in Cincinnati.
What's the name of the tournament?
Sin City Sumo Tournament. It's spelled CIN.
Yeah, just like
Sin City. That's
Yeah.
cute. It's nice playing words.
I actually took second in that.
Nice.
hell yeah,
Yeah,
congrats,
there you
man.
go.
Dude.
Yeah,
And
congrats.
that was like technically your first year, right?
No easy.
Or-
Yeah, last year was my first full year in sumo.
Yeah, that's not bad. Taking second your first
That's
year, man.
great.
Yeah,
Congrats.
my brother. Whenever we went down to Austin, Texas for the Consulates Cup, he took second in that one, and he also took second at the Sin City tournament as well.
Of his weight
crazy.
class, that's rad.
Hell yeah.
1 year in the game, and
You
you
Well,
got
again,
you got any other plugs? You got anything else you want to put out there for 2021? Anybody else? Any other?
Definitely go check
Shout
out
outs or anything?
the Electric Owls page.
Amy does some fantastic work. The
She
owner.
does, yeah. One Wing Creations.
Yep,
that's
we're gonna have her on. She does some fantastic jewelry work and ceramics and all kinds of awesome
We've
stuff.
spoken about her. I
A
know
very
you're talking about.
multi-talented woman, that's for sure. You guys definitely want to check her out.
I love a woman that's utilitous for sure. Absolutely.
But again, thank you for coming on, Nick.
Thank you.
And-
Thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
no, absolutely.
pleasure.
This has been the Days Grim. I'm Brian.
And I'm Thomas.
And I am Corey. If
Nick,
you-
thanks for coming.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey guys, if you liked what you heard today, there will be a new episode next Tuesday, as well as every Tuesday at 6 a.m. So hit that subscribe button and let your phone do all the work for you.